Right, open links in a new window. Have you ever clicked on a link and observed the resulting web page open in a new browser window? If so, you can thank anchor elements, elements, target attribute. The target attribute specifies how a link should open. It's possible that one or more links in your web page link to an entirely different website. In that case, you want to use users to read the linked website but hope that they can return to your web page. This is exactly where the target attribute is useful. For a link to open in a new window, the target attribute requires a link understroke blank. The target attribute can be added directly to the opening tag of the anchor element, just like the href attribute. href equals http Wikipedia target equals understroke blank the brown bear. In the example above, set the target attribute to understroke blank instructs the browser to open the relevant Wikipedia page in a new window. In this exercise, we've used the terminology open in a new window. It's likely you're using a modern browser that opens up websites in new tabs rather than new windows. Before the advent of browsers with tabs, additional browser windows had to be opened to view more websites. The target equals understroke blank attribute, when used in modern browsers, will open new websites in a new tab. In the link that reads learn more, the target attribute insert equal to understroke blank ahref Wikipedia target equals understroke blank. So when we press that, it takes us to a new window, a new tab. So we go to a new tab or a new window, it's target equals understroke blank. Right, okay. Linking to a relevant relative page. Thus far you have learned how to link to external web pages. Many sites also link to internal web pages like home, about and contact. Before we learn how to link between internal pages, let's establish where the files are stored. When making multiple page static websites, web developers often store HTML files in the root directory or a main folder where all the files for the project are stored. As the size of the projects you create grows, you may use additional folders within the main project folder to organize your code. The example above shows three different files: about.html, contact.html, and index.html in one folder. The HTML files are often stored in the same folder as shown in the example above. If the browser is currently displaying index.html, it's also knows that about.html and contact.html are in the same folder because the files are stored in the same folder. We can link the web page together using a relative path. In the example, the anchor tag is used with a relative path to link the current HTML file to a contact.html file in the same folder. In the web page, contact will appear as a link. A relative path is a file name that shows the path to a local file, a file on the same website, such as in./index.html, versus an absolute path, a full URL like. So an absolute path is www blah blah blah. A relative path is a local file like ./contact.html. It's a local file, local contact, which is stored in a different folder. The ./ and index.html tells the browser to look for a file in the current folder. Directly below the opening body tag in index.html, add an anchor tag that links the index.html with a relevant path. The link should say brown bear. Directly below the opening body tag, href equals directly below the opening body tag index, add an anchor tag that links the index element ./index.html. The brown bear. Close an anchor tag. And that should be us, I think.